As I sit here thinking about my time in Cape Town, I realize it will be rude, pretty irresponsible not to let my peeps know what's good. I also realize being the visual person I am, you got to make a video. And you got to go deeper because I went deeper. I ate with the locals. I went to the townships. I experienced Africa as much as I possibly could in the short time I was there. Oh, hell yeah, I got to make a video. Time to mount up. That's right, my peeps. Coming to Cape Town has probably been the greatest eye-opener of any place I've ever been, to be honest. Between the places to see, the things to do, and the people that I've met, I don't think I've learned so much about a place or about myself in one visit, ever. And I don't think I've had as many different kinds of experiences, as many different kinds of fun as I've had here in Cape Town, ever. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll understand why these are the 15 things you gotta do if you want to have the best time in Cape Town. Now, if you're coming all the way to Cape Town, you're going to quickly discover that getting here is the hardest thing about being here. Because once you're here, you're going to see how beautiful and how peaceful it is. But if you're coming all the way to Cape Town, you're probably going to be here for at least 5 days. And you don't want to be staying in some little rinky-dink hotel room. So I recommend you get yourself a nice little apartment. This way you have room to move around and space to decompress. And that's why I chose to stay here at the Knightsbridge Apartments. It's only about 15 minutes from the CBD, but the price you get for that 15-minute drive and the peace of mind, it's well worth it. I want to do a short on why I think it's better to book through Airbnb versus one of the travel sites or the hotel itself. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Like I said, inside I had a nice sized 1-bedroom apartment. Nothing fancy, just clean, modest, and bright. It came with a cable TV, other modern appliances like a dishwasher, also a washer and dryer for your clothes, a good sized bedroom with a queen sized bed. Look at that. And then the bathroom. Again, nothing fancy, but I'm really into those rainfall shower heads these days. Nice little dining area. Yeah, man, this place is perfect for 1 or 2 people. Easy to relax in after a nice day out and about, and it's in a gated complex. Another thing I recommend, and I recommend this one highly, that is engage with the people. I found that the Cape Townians live a very complicated life, but despite that, they are some of the warmest people I've ever met. And despite their complicated life, they are some proud people. Man, they are proud of their country. They're proud of Cape Town and happy to share with you. Anything from information about Cape Town to the food on their plate. These are some giving people. So any chance you get, I encourage you to engage with the locals. And I promise you, you will be surprised with what you learn from them.
Don't know if it's long enough. Although I'm pretty tired. I've been doing something every day. Yeah, man.
Why you not today on the weekend driving a car?
Huh?
Why you not today?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was taking the car back so I can come back and get this.
Next on my list is Lion's Head. Now this is rated as a moderate hike and is supposed to take about 90 minutes to get to the summit, which is about 2,195 feet above sea level. And that's probably not a lot for most people, and it's definitely not a lot for people who love to hike. But if you're not a hiker, which I am not, go at your own pace. And if you're with a tour, let your tour guide know that you're not a hiker so he'll know what's up. Don't be like me. I wasn't thinking about the hike. I came to Lion's Head because I wanted to get a beautiful sunset. That was my goal. And I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? Unlike when I was in Honolulu, I'm going to schedule a tour to the top of Lion's Head. And since it was my first time doing Lion's Head, I'm glad I did because the tour company I used was great. Because there were some parts of this trail that I looked at and I was like, yo, we're not supposed to go that way, are we? That is pretty. Look at that. And this cool dude right here is Dino. Great personality, knew what he was doing, and extremely professional. I cannot believe we were up there.
Yeah, well, you can tick that box and you can tell everybody.
I cannot believe that is just whoa. So if you book with this company, make sure you ask for Dino and tell him the Urban Traveler sent you. Now, a lot of you already know I love to drive, so when I tell you you gotta check out Chapman's Peak Drive, you gotta believe me, because this is one beautiful drive. Unfortunately, it's only about 9 kilometers, so it's not long enough, but yo, it gives the Pacific Coast Highway a run for its money. I did this on the 2014 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy, which made this not only a beautiful ride, but a wonderful experience. But I'm sure in the safety of your four-wheel vehicle, it'll be just fine, especially since you can always pull over and take in the scenery. Now, on this beautiful South African day, I wasn't just riding all willy-nilly. I actually had a destination, and that destination was Boulders Beach. And even on a partially cloudy day like today, this is still a beautiful place. But people don't just come here for the beauty, they come here for the natural attraction. So we're gonna see what all the hoopla is about these penguins. Oh damn, there they are. For those of you who don't know, Boulders Beach is the home of the South African penguin, and this colony of penguin are the only penguins in all of Africa. And they can be found right here in Simonstown, South Africa, which is about an hour's drive south of Cape Town. Yeah. There is an admission fee to get on the beach to see these cute little non-flying critters, and of course that admission fee is different for residents of South Africa and non-residents of South Africa. Now the word is there are other things to do than just visit the penguins. You can rent a kayak and go on a kayaking tour, and if you're brave enough, you can get in some of this icy cold water and swim with the penguins. Obviously the latter is a little out of my cultural range. That's just not something we do back in the Bronx. Yes, if you're going to explore Chapman's Peak Drive, I think you should add Boulders Beach to your itinerary. It's only about 40 minutes south of Hout Bay and definitely worth the stop. It was already in my schedule for me to leave Boulders Beach and continue heading south. Me being a person who loves to travel, this was the perfect Sunday morning because South Africa has some beautiful and peaceful roads. And I was able to relax into this ride and take in the beautiful scenery around me, let GPS do its thing. The GPS here works great, y'all. My entire 9 days here, I was all over the place, y'all, and I loved being on the road here. It was so cool. GPS always got me where I was supposed to be. I never once felt lost. And even the one time I couldn't find the place I was looking for, GPS led me there. I just couldn't find the entrance. But we'll talk about that later in the video. For now, next on my list, the Cape of Good Hope. This is the farthest south I've ever been, and probably the closest I'll ever get to Antarctica. And for me, this was enough. It felt amazing being here on what seemed like the edge of the world. I felt like an explorer coming here, yo, and I felt blessed that I was able to put coming to the Cape of Good Hope on my list of things to do and check it off. I can also proudly say this was probably the most touristy thing I did the entire time I was in Cape Town. And for me, this was enough because this is truly beautiful and peaceful. But there are people who wanted to hike back up to the light tower. Why? I don't know, but there are. I got my one good hike in and I think I was scarred, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But there are people who are really into hiking, and if you make it to the top, I think you're gonna find some amazing views. This spectacular neighborhood has an equally spectacular history, and man, was I surprised to learn how Bull Cap came to be. Founded as a rental estate for Malay slaves, artisans, and political exiles from Africa and Southeast Asia, Bull Cap's known for its brightly colored houses. Until the early 1800s, under Dutch colonial rule, the enslaved residents of Bull Cap were forced to paint their homes white. In 1806, the British had full control over the Cape. By 1834, they had abolished slavery, and by 1838, full emancipation was in progress. And in retaliation and celebration, the residents of Bo Cap began painting their homes whatever color they wanted. The history of Bo Cap is deeply connected to slavery, colonialism, Islam in South Africa, of Cape Malay identity. Yet Bo Cap is one of the most historically significant neighborhoods in Cape Town. It is also the oldest surviving neighborhood in the mother city, the most photographed area, and it gets over 800,000 visitors a year. Now that's something to talk about. Now switching it up, I want to bring it back to when I suggested that you engage with the locals as much as possible, right? Content creators are usually suggesting restaurants that you should hit when coming to Cape Town, right? And they're usually popular and touristy spots that are in so-called safe neighborhoods. Well, I think you should visit one of the regular restaurants, not a touristy spot, a genuine African restaurant in a regular neighborhood. Don't get crazy, but yeah, you should get off the beaten path. And that's why next on my list is Mo Fire. It's this cool little spot located in the Woodstock section of Cape Town where they serve authentic West African cuisine. And trust me when I tell you, unlike those touristy spots, they are not stingy with the portions. Yo! So they bring that to... Wow, that's crazy.
Mo Fire, the restaurant, the idea behind it, you specialize in African cuisine. How did it all get started?
Mo Fire was opened in around 2018. I wasn't there that time. So the whole inspiration comes from the idea of wanting to have different kind of African people around together, sharing food, drinking, having fun, socializing, and other stuff. But basically, it was to share the ideas of organic food, organic African food to the whole African people. You understand? So you get to have that moment of having different kind of people, not only just Cameroonians in Mo Fire, but you have Nigerians, you have Zimbabweans, you have Malawians, you have Burundi, you have Congolese, the whole African continent. South Africans, they're there. So it's the inspiration comes from bringing the African continent together.
I love that.
I love that. All of the cuisine under one roof, around one table.
Yes, under one roof.
Here she comes. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Oh, see, I love the rice too. I already know I like the rice.
Enjoy.
Thank you, thank you.
Would you like another drink?
Yes, please.
This is the shrine.
Oh yeah? How come?
It's a place where you connect with your ancestors. Like so many of them like you see at the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Of us. They are all in America, South America. They are brothers.
Yeah.
So we connect with them. And some of them you can see all over the world.
Now, aside from this amazing coconut rice and this incredibly huge and perfectly seasoned kingfish, I love how the owner created this space where we are in the back for brothers to come and kick it and bond and connect with one another. It was perfect for me because it allowed me to embrace the African traditions of how they eat and share and turn loose my Western hang-ups.
Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna bring me so? Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna bring me so?
Now, a funny thing about being in Cape Town is, no matter which way I look, any way I turn my head, in the background is Table Mountain. Obviously, that's not true, but it sure as hell seems like it. Originally, I just thought it was beautiful, but I wasn't going to go to the top of Table Mountain, but I couldn't resist the lure of riding in this cool-ass cable car. Do you know this thing actually rotates 360 degrees, giving everybody a view of the city below?
Come on, man. Wow. It's true beauty, y'all. True beauty.
It's also really cool that you don't feel it. It's about a 4 to 5 minute ride from the lower station to the flat top but you don't feel anything at all. It's very smooth. And let me tell you, the flat top is up there. It's over 1,000 meters, so this ain't no joke. And you want to make sure you check the weather before you come to Table Mountain because it gets cloudy with a quickness, and you don't want to be here for that and miss all these wonderful views. I would suggest wearing a jacket because it does get pretty chilly when the sun's not out, but otherwise, yo, this is beautiful. The sun's coming back out, which makes it prettier. It makes such a major difference with the sun out. This is crazy. It's so much warmer. The sun came out. So much warmer. Now check this out. Table Mountain is the only one of nature's 7 wonders to be located in an urban area. How about that? Yeah, man. Visiting Table Mountain should definitely be on your list of things to do while in Cape Town. It's also recommended that you take public transportation or an Uber to get to the lower station because the word also is parking here could be pretty hard. And for me to come to a beautiful place like this, I would not just check the weather, but I would also rather come either early in the morning or in the evening to get those beautiful sunsets. Next up, the V&A Waterfront. Now this is South Africa's premier tourist destination, drawing over 24 million visitors a year. What makes it so great is how it seamlessly blends a working harbor with world-class retail, dining, and heritage sites, all against the dramatic backdrop of Table Mountain. Aside from shopping, entertainment, and so many choices of food, the V&A Waterfront offers other attractions such as the Two Oceans Aquarium, the ferry to Robben Island, and of course, the Cape Wheel. Yeah, this is one of my favorite spots. Got good energy, always popping day and night, even on Sundays. As a matter of fact, you should check out the short I dropped of when I came through here on a Sunday night, because yeah, this place is always popping, even on a Sunday night, and the link will be in the description. Now when you're down here at the V&A Waterfront, and if you're down here at dinner time, you might want to check out Tang. Yes, this well-loved contemporary Pan-Asian and Japanese-style restaurant with waterfront views offers a chic, upscale, and vibrant vibe with both indoor and outdoor seating. So you can choose a table that overlooks the harbor or one with a mountain view. And as you can see, you can also choose from many wonderfully prepared and appetizing dishes. When I came back to Cape Town for the second time this year, it was exactly 3 months after the first time. That's right, y'all. It was all that. And while I was on the plane, there was a couple sitting across the aisle from me, and we got to talking. And while we were waiting online in customs, the husband asked me, was it safe to rent a car? And I was like, hell yeah, it's safe. And I tried to explain to him that not only is it safe, it's recommended because you're going to have so many things that you want to do. And like I tell you, that's why there's this video. There are a lot of things to do in Cape Town, right? But a lot of the things you're going to want to do are going to be outside the CBD. And as much as you might want to take an Uber, because Uber is cheap, but having a car is way more convenient. And the drivers here, I think are very courteous. Yeah, they're way more courteous than they are where I'm from. I don't know how they are in Texas, but they're way more courteous than where I'm from. And so having a car is very convenient, is very safe. And another reason why I also like to rent an apartment outside the city, because guess what? With that apartment comes free parking. Yeah. So earlier I mentioned how GPS took me where I needed to be, but I couldn't find the place. I must have driven past this place at least 4 times. And I don't know how I kept missing it, but I am so glad I finally found the entrance to this next spot. Because as you can see, it's less than an hour away from Cape Town, but even if it wasn't, if it was farther out, I still think it would be worth the drive because this was cool. This was the Atlantis Dunes quad bikes and free sandboarding, and man, it was an amazing way to spend 2 hours.
Tell me for certain, girl, have you lost your way? I ain't the only one with nothing to say.
I don't know if you've ever done it before, but let me tell you, as much as I love jet skiing, I think riding a quad bike is way more fun. I mean, there's just something about sliding around in the sand and being able to make these turns without flipping over. It's just straight exhilarating. And I don't know how, I mean, I can't lie, I don't know how these things don't flip over, but they don't. You just think you get to have all this fun, 2 hours of solid fun for only $48. Come on, man. Just so you know, you're not seeing me on the sandboarding because I only did it once. Going down a dune and having to run all the way back up wasn't as much fun. Quad bikes, on the other hand, stupid fun. Which leads me to 2 questions. Have you ever done quad bikes? And question number 2, which do you think will be more fun, quad bikes or jet skis? Leave me a comment down in the comment section below.
Got nothing to say.
And this, my peeps,
Oh, some more!
is right. This is number 12 on my list of things to do in Cape Town.
Oh, man.
Now, I don't mean to be typical, but y'all gotta know, there ain't no way I'm coming to Africa without doing a safari. And after a little research, the safari I decided to go on was the Aquila Private Game Reserve. And let me tell you, this is one brother who is happy with the choice he made. I mean, I don't know if everyone who comes to Africa does a safari, but I think you should. Because this was a surprisingly amazing experience. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I caught myself going, wow. From the staff, which was very professional and very organized, to the accommodations, which is very clean and very peaceful. Even the 2.5-hour drive to get here was ridiculously cool and peaceful and relaxing. I mean, sometimes there was nothing to look at but road, and then sometimes there were all these vineyards and mountains.
I am literally behind a truck that says MAGA lies.
Upon checking in, they give you a copy of the itinerary so you know what's going on. I missed the 12 o'clock welcome drinks because I was taking my time enjoying myself on the drive up. But because the fella was hungry, I was sure to catch lunch before we went out on our first safari. Now, they had a nice spread, but I can't swear to the kind of meat I was eating, but it was good. Alright, so I don't know what animal this is, but it is good. Very tender. Interesting. Now, on a side note, here's a little ditty I think is kind of cool. During this Cape Town series, I've been wearing this hat right here. And it's the first contribution to the Urban Traveler YouTube channel. One of my loyal subscribers, who's also a cool-ass friend, had it custom made just for me. Needless to say, I am eternally grateful. Thanks, Angelica. As I look back on my 2-day safari, I realize this is definitely something I have to do again. Crazy thing is, ever since I was a kid, I dreamt about being in Africa, being in the wild with the animals. Damn, I did it. Yup, if anyone ever asked me, a Killer Game Reserve was definitely a good way to spend 2 days. As I head back into town, I just gotta let you know, the music you're hearing right now, this wasn't music I found on Epidemic Sound like I usually do. These were live performers at the Aquila Game Reserve. They were right outside the dinner hall as we waited for the stargazing at the Marshmallow Pit to begin. And it wasn't because they declined, it was my own personal reasons why I didn't put them on camera. I guess it kind of bothered me that I didn't see too many other black folks during my 2-day stay, and the only reason these amazing talents were there is because they were performing. But the more I heard these voices, the more I realized I could not let you hear them. And that's another wonderful thing about being in Cape Town. If you get to know the locals, you'll see there's so much amazing talent just percolating. And one of my Cape Townian friends who's from Langa and has been in every video I've done on Cape Town was proud to show me the beauty of this amazing township and the talent that's right here.
So yeah, the first township in Cape Town.
This is?
The first township in Cape Town. Black people had to live somewhere in Cape Town, right? Mm-hmm. And they weren't necessarily, there were some people closer to the city, but not all of them could fit in the city. So it's a question of, so then where else were they staying 100 years prior? Or prior to the 100 years.
Mm-hmm. And one of the many things Luanda wanted to show me is this art gallery right here in Langa, started by these two brothers.
We started an art gallery. The reason why we're here is that firstly we want to change the narrative of what you would expect when you're coming to a township. Townships in their nature weren't designed for people to prosper. They weren't designed for people to kind of thrive, you know? So we're using art as a tool to redevelop the community as well as to contribute to the accessibility of art. There are a lot of artists that come from areas like Langa, but their artworks always get exported out of the communities.
Luckily for me, Luanda brought me in to see the artwork of Kaye Whitboy, and this is his exhibit, African Time.
This guy put on the artwork, he said the African time that you're talking about, that we are late, we're talking about the issues that affect Africa. We are late of talking about those issues. We're busy talking about politics. We're not talking about having our own land and producing our own food. Also, you see there's a gun here. This gun is not for fight, it's for us to shoot straight to the point that will also assist this Africa also to draw and also to build the future for the upcoming.
Kaye Whitboy's show asks us to look deeper, because it's not about missing a deadline. It's about resisting the rigid clocks we've inherited and returning to a more ancestral, cyclical rhythm. Question: why is this shop here? Is somewhere where the people would actually buy the artwork. Now, though I wasn't trying to be either of these two things, I later realized how arrogant and offensive that question was, and I wish I could take it back.
So in your idea,
like down by the old biscuit mill, someone would probably go.
Because there are lots of galleries in that space.
I mean, on the real, who the hell do I think I am? I mean, obviously these folks know what they're doing, and I need to lay off some of that Western propaganda. Damn. And if you catch them on the right day, you also get this. So I'm telling you, you benefit so much more by getting to know the locals so that you can get off the beaten path. And I'm going to assume that you're going to follow my advice and you're going to get to know someone, you're going to get to know a group of people, whatever it is, which is why I'm not putting the old biscuit mill on this list of things to do. Because there's no way you can come to Cape Town and somebody not telling you about going to the old biscuit mill on Saturday. That's what you do on Saturdays. But on Sundays, let me tell you, Sundays you take yourself to another township called Khayelitsha. And Sundays, starting in the afternoon, if you're lucky, trust me when I tell you, if you're lucky, someone's taking you to Rand's. Well, what is Rand's? Well, Rand's is this iconic open-air venue located in Khayelitsha, and it's been running for about 10 years now. And to my knowledge, their nights are Thursday to Sunday, their big night being Sunday. What's cool about Rand's is it's a venue with different layers for its people. There's the VIP viewing decks, there's the large dance floors, and then there's this chill out zone where people just mingle. And though they play different genres from house to hip hop, they specialize in Afro beats, and from what I've seen, that's what gets the crowd jumping. So we're finally at number 15, and I'm not saying I saved the best for last. What I am saying is this is what Cape Town's all about. This is on my list because a trip to Cape Town is just not complete without coming to Rand's. It's just something you gotta do. And it's one of those things that's almost like the inside scoop, even though everybody in Cape Town knows about it. But I don't think I would have known about it if I didn't meet Chad and Langa. And not only is the music always popping, they got their food. Yo, their bride is ridiculous. And you'll see all kinds of people up in this joint. It's like this is the one place in Khayelitsha where everybody gets a pass. If you know, you know. I mean, this is like an event. They get down like this every freaking week. Can you imagine? That's why this is number 15. Could be number 2, 3, or 4, or 5. But it's on my list because you gotta check out Rand's. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this list. I gotta tell you, it was fun putting it together, but I'm curious, did I leave anything out? Leave me a comment in the comment section below and drop a like on the video. You know, it helps YouTube to know it's okay to push this video. It helps the algorithms in so many ways. I'm trying to get this channel to grow. So leave me a comment, drop a like, and as always, turn on your notifications so you know when I drop the next one. Until next time, peace and love.